Good. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is David Edson, and I serve as the Executive Director for a local nonprofit called High Plains Helping Hands. We're currently in the process of rebranding to become the Fresh Start Center, which is what I'm here to talk to you all about today. About 2.5 years ago, when I started my role at this organization, I was sitting in my office, and a family that had never been in for help before came in. And part of my job at that time was to meet with new people and figure out what life circumstances brought them to us, and we were capturing that data to report statistics to the state. So this family came in. There was a mother, a father, and 4 children, and I asked them what brought them in. The mother started to cry as she told me her story. She told me how life was going great. Her and her husband both had amazing jobs. They owned a home, a car, and their kids were all very well taken care of. But shortly after their 4th child was born, he was diagnosed with a serious medical condition, where, as she put it, the child could die at any moment due to lack of breathing. So she had to quit her job to be with this child 24/7. Over the course of about 1.5 years, they lost their home, they depleted their savings and checkings account, and found themselves in a really, really tough spot in life. The father looked up at me, and he had tears in his eyes. He had not said a word this entire conversation. And he told me that they are now at a point where they're having to decide between feeding their 3 other children or providing life-saving medical care for their baby. That's an impossible decision. I don't know how many of you are parents, but that's an impossible decision. We were able to take care of them and give them food and make sure that they were fed and got back on their feet. But it sparked a question. What more could we do to transform lives like that? Last year we served 30,000 people with more than 230,000 pounds of food. What more could we do for them? And so we took a deep dive into our programs. We looked at programs across the United States and right here in our own community, and we found 3 key areas where people were being underserved. The first was nutrition. We found that statistically, children from poorer families and communities are about 1.7 times more likely to struggle with obesity than their middle-class peers. We found that those same children are more likely to struggle with things like diabetes, cancer, and heart disease very early on in life. We also discovered that proper nutrition is a key element to proper childhood development, and it's a critical component early on in their lives. If they don't get proper nutrition, what we see is poor work and school performance, and ultimately, many of those children, when they're adults, return right back into the cycle of poverty. The second part was jobs. We have people that are more than willing to get a job and transform their lives. The problem is, most of the people we serve are considered unemployable by companies due to a variety of reasons, most of which are life circumstances outside of that individual's control. So we needed to figure out a way to make those people employable. The third thing was revenue generation. We knew that if we wanted to change, transform lives, and grow in this new direction, we were going to have to go outside of our typical funding portfolio, which is foundations and individual givers, and figure out a business revenue stream that was consistent. From all of this, the Fresh Start Center was born. And initially, it was born as just a program of High Plains Helping Hands, but has since taken over High Plains Helping Hands to become our dominant program and ultimately who we are currently today. At the Fresh Start Center, we grow an abundance of fresh produce. We're on track right now to grow about 150,000 pounds of organic produce by July of next year. Most of that is being distributed to hungry people across our region. Over 30,000 of those are direct at our program. We also partner with about 5 other organizations here locally, and to date have distributed about 18,000 pounds of fresh food to our partner organizations. On the job side, we're actually hiring people we serve to work at our farm locations. We provide them with a paycheck, we give them mentorship and counseling, all while making them more employable for companies. In that process, they learn job and life skills. And ultimately, when they finish our program, we have a network of about 20 local and national companies where we connect them to. And most of those people have been able to find full-time and fulfilling employment through that program and ultimately break their cycle of poverty. On the revenue generation side, we've been able to partner with chefs across across Colorado Springs and out east to sell our produce to their restaurants. We're able to sell food at farmers markets as well as to distributors, and that has helped us to generate enough profit to grow and sustain what we have. Our ultimate goal with this program, due to the amount of transformation we've seen through it, is to duplicate what we do across our community as well as the United States. We already have offers to come into 6 other states and do what we do, all with the goal to transform lives, allow people to live with dignity, and just give them a fresh start on life. Thank you.